You had a plan. You told yourself, this time would be different. You were going to wake up early, work harder, push through. And for maybe a day, 2 days, you did. Then something happened. The alarm went off and you turned it off. The task was there and you ignored it. And now here you are, watching a video about motivation instead of actually doing the thing. But here's what nobody tells you. The reason you have no motivation right now has nothing to do with how weak you are. It has nothing to do with laziness. It is something much deeper. And once you understand it, everything changes. Stay with me. Here's what most people do when they lose motivation. They search for more of it. More videos, more quotes, more podcasts, more people telling them to just believe in themselves. And it works for about 20 minutes. Then the feeling fades again. And you're back to the same place, except now you feel worse. Because now you're not just unmotivated, you're unmotivated and you feel guilty about it. That guilt? That's the second problem stacking on top of the first. And the cycle continues. Wake up, feel behind, try to get motivated, get a spike, lose it, feel worse, repeat. Sound familiar? Here's what nobody talks about. Motivation is not a personality trait. It is not something some people have and others don't. It is a biological response. And like every biological response, it has a trigger. The people you look at and think, I wish I had their discipline, they are not more motivated than you. They have simply figured out, either by accident or by design, what triggers motivation in their specific brain. You haven't figured that out yet. That's the only difference. And that's what this video is going to change. So what is the real reason you have no motivation? It comes down to one thing. You are trying to take action to earn a feeling. But your brain doesn't work that way. Here's how most people think it works. Get motivated first, then take action, then get results. But that's completely backwards. Here's how it actually works. Take a small action first. That action produces a result, even a tiny one. That tiny result produces the feeling. Motivation is not the starting point. Motivation is the reward your brain gives you after you begin. The ancient Stoics called this beginning as the act of courage itself. Modern neuroscience calls it the progress principle. Researchers Teresa Amabile and Kramer found that the single biggest driver of positive emotion and motivation at work was simply making progress, no matter how small. Your brain is wired to feel motivated after movement, not before it. So when you sit there waiting to feel motivated before you start, you are waiting for a bus that only arrives after you've already walked to the next stop. This is why every productivity system that starts with "get inspired first" fails. And this is why the solution is so simple that most people dismiss it. You don't need more motivation. You need a smaller first step. Here's the first insight. You don't have a motivation problem. You have an identity problem. Every night before you sleep, somewhere in your mind, you are telling yourself a story about who you are. I'm someone who tries but never follows through. I'm someone who starts things but doesn't finish them. I'm not the kind of person who wakes up early. And then you wake up the next morning and wonder why it's so hard. Your brain is not failing you. It is succeeding at confirming the story you've been telling it. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, calls this identity-based habits. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you believe yourself to be. So the fix is not to force more action. The fix is to quietly, slowly start changing the story. Start small. 1 push-up, 1 paragraph, 1 glass of water. Not because it will change your life immediately, but because each time you do it, you cast a vote for a new identity. And eventually, the new story wins. The second insight is this. Notice that you are never unmotivated for everything. You are motivated to scroll, motivated to eat what you enjoy, motivated to talk about things you love. Motivation exists in you right now. It is just pointing in a different direction than you want it to. This is what psychologists call motivational misalignment. Your brain produces dopamine, the motivation chemical, based on what it predicts will give it a reward. If your brain has learned that work leads to stress and scrolling leads to relief, it will make scrolling feel easy and work feel impossible. Every single time. The fix is not to fight your dopamine system. The fix is to reprogram what your brain predicts about work. You do this by making your work environment produce small, immediate rewards before the big ones arrive. Put on a specific playlist only when you work. Keep a progress tracker visible on your desk. Tell one person what you're working on today. These are not motivational tricks. They are dopamine anchors, teaching your brain that starting work leads to good things. Over time, your brain starts pulling you toward the desk instead of away from it. The third and final insight is the one that ties everything together. People who seem disciplined are not running on willpower. They are running on systems they built during a moment of motivation, so that when motivation disappears, the system carries them through. Think about it. The athlete who trains every day doesn't feel motivated every day, but their shoes are already by the door. Their gym bag is already packed. Their training partner is already expecting them. The system makes the behavior automatic before the feeling of wanting to do it even matters. This is what the Stoics meant when they said, first say what you would be, then do what you have to do. You decide who you are once, and then you build a system that makes that person inevitable. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Build the system first. Motivation will follow, because it always follows movement. Not because you forced it, because you finally stopped asking it to show up first. Before you close this video, I want to ask you one question. What is the one thing you have been putting off? The one thing you keep saying you'll do when you feel ready, that you could take one small step toward today. Not tomorrow, not after this video, today. Write it in the comments below. Not for me, for yourself. Because the moment you write it, you have made it real. And real things have a way of getting done. If something in this video hits you differently, if you found yourself nodding or thinking of someone who needed to hear this, share it with them. Not because it helps the channel, but because motivation is contagious. And one person sending this to the right person at the right time can genuinely change a life. And if you want more of this, if you want videos that don't just hype you up for 20 minutes, but actually shift something in the way you think, subscribe. This channel is for the people building in silence, the dark horses, the ones nobody is watching yet. I'll see you in the next one. Now, if this video made sense to you, there is one question you are probably already asking. Okay, but what if I've tried this before and I still stopped? That question has a very specific answer, and it has nothing to do with trying harder. It has everything to do with the story you are telling yourself about who you are. And I break that down completely in the next video. It's called The Identity Shift That Changes Everything. Watch it next. It picks up exactly where this one left off.